Coming up in the show, 32 European teams are back in action as the World Cup qualifiers hit window 2. We've got news from the Americas, Africa and Asia as the global qualifiers continue. And we've got the best action from across Europe in our top 10.
Welcome to Vienna, Austria, for tonight's Basketball World Cup qualifier.
All eyes were on Strasbourg on game day 3 for what many saw as the clash of the window as France took on Russia. And the fans weren't disappointed with the game matching the hype. A close contest with neither side able to get a clear advantage. The difference between them never more than single digits. But with the score tied at the end of regulation time, Sergei Karasev had the opportunity to win it for Russia.
Was been turned over. Karasev for the game. Oh, he's blown it. Oh, he blew it. A little 8-footer for Sergei Karasev. And we have overtime.
And in overtime, one man took the French team on his back. Boris Diaw scored 11 points in overtime as he made it 23 on the night to go with 7 assists. The veteran forward showing his worth when it really mattered.
It was a tough game, going to overtime, never easy. But that showed the character of this team, being able to hold on and stay until the end of the game.
France put an emphasis on sharing the ball, finishing with 22 assists. Russia only had 12 assists as a team. Bosnia and Herzegovina continued their march to China with a 72-70 victory against Belgium in Sarajevo. 17 points and 5 assists from Nemanja Gordic helped them secure their second win in the group. France knew they could seal progression when they faced neighbours Belgium, who badly needed a win to keep their dreams alive. And there was little to separate the two sides in the first half.
And he throws it down. Oh, fall, nice baseline. Oh, the dunk on the baseline. Mustafa with the stuff again.
But France showed their class after the break. Mustafa Fall was perfect from the field. He made 10 from 10 in a 23-point game. The French left to celebrate progression to the next round of qualifying. Russia's hopes of joining them were boosted by a strong performance against Bosnia and Herzegovina in Perm. The hosts had 5 players in double figures as they recovered from their overtime heartbreak in Strasbourg with a 70-53 win. So France safely through, but there is plenty left to play for in the group. Russia know a win in Belgium next time out will see them progress. After showing exactly why they ranked the second best team in the world in the first window, Spain travelled to Belarus with eyes on another comfortable victory. And when they led by 10 at the end of the first, it looked like it would be another routine win.
Spain do not need a second invitation to capitalise.
But Belarus had other ideas. They outscored Spain in the 3 remaining quarters and had the deficit down with 8 seconds left.
5-point game with Belarus. Momentum swings to them again.
But they couldn't complete the comeback.
Somehow, Spain get out of Minsk with a win.
It was a very tough game. Everybody's thinking that Belarus maybe is the weakest team of the group, but as they show in the game, they are not.
The rebound numbers give us an idea of just how tough it was for Sergio Scariolo's side. They were out-rebounded 44-32, with Belarus grabbing 10 more offensive boards. Slovenia are seen as Spain's main rivals in the group, and they showed exactly why with a victory over Montenegro. 19 points from Klemen Prepelic helping them to a 75-63 win in Podgorica.
I think it's very important for the confidence of this team to win games like this. And to be able to focus without any problem for the upcoming games.
And the Eurobasket champions knew they'd be within touching distance of the second round with a win against Belarus. But the Belarusians once again proved they're a match for any team in Europe on home court in Minsk.
Oh, goodness me!
Maxim Salash was the star man for the hosts. He had 20 points and 10 rebounds as well as this crucial block. But Slovenia never went away and had a free throw to tie the game with just 4 seconds left.
Oh, he missed it! Unbelievable!
Lemon Prepelic fluffing his lines, Belarus keeping their hopes alive. But there were no such problems for Spain, who marched into the second round. They maintained their 100% record with a routine win over Montenegro, with 4 players in double digits.
We are feeling great. We had a tough game. Montenegro was a really solid, aggressive and well-organized opponent.
I hope we can keep like this in this way, winning and enjoying.
So Slovenia still have work to do to make sure of qualification. They still need one more win to make sure of a place in the next round. In Group A, favourites Argentina suffered a shock 83-88 reverse at home to neighbours Uruguay. They reacted well with a comfortable win in Paraguay. But Uruguay stayed top of the group despite losing in Panama. In Group B, Brazil kept up their 100% record, destroying Colombia, with veteran Anderson Varejão starring before repeating the success against Chile. Meanwhile, Venezuela won both their games to stay on the tails of the Brazilians. The USA marched on. 2 wins against Cuba and Puerto Rico maintained their unblemished record in Group C. Puerto Rico, high on confidence after their terrific win in Mexico, pushed the Americans mighty close and remained second. Canada scored a stunning 118 and 113 in their 2 successes against the Virgin Islands and the Bahamas respectively, but remained second in Group D behind the Dominican Republic. Here are the top 5 plays from the Americas.
Richards in the lane. Oh my Lord! Xavier Richards. Get off to the races, Brazil. 3-on-2. Pecos, no, wonderful play.
Last minute. Showtime in Cuba.
Panama, Ogilvie out. One-handed jab, and he posterizes Peralta.
Rodriguez, difficult shot with the defense. Oh, Carter just grabs it and slams it down with one hand.
After 2 losses in their first 2 games, Croatia were under pressure going into their clash with Romania. And in the first half, they looked like they were relieving some of that pressure.
And Croatia is in front for the first time.
They went into half-time with a 7-point lead.
And takes the 2. Nice finish to the half for Lukas Zoric.
But after half-time, some appalling 3-point shooting cost the Croatians, giving Romania a route back into the game.
The crowd are unhappy here as Romania sensed their chance to go for the jugular.
There was no luck for Croatia at the buzzer with a shot that summed up their night as they slipped to another loss. Croatia made just under 8% of their 3-point shots, and while Romania's shooting percentage wasn't much better, it was enough to see them take the win.
In a situation where we have been to win a game and to score a few open shots in a row, we missed.
In the other game in Group D, Italy had no trouble dispatching the Netherlands. Amadeo Della Valle leading the team in scoring as they picked up a comfortable win.
He's our leading scorer and he can take crazy shots. He can take any shots he wants because everybody knows he's the talent in the team and everybody expects him to shoot, no matter if he's scoring or not.
Croatia knew a win was vital in their home clash against the Dutch, and they held a double-digit half-time lead.
3-point attempt, good, another one.
The Netherlands threatened a repeat of their shock win the last time the sides met, hauling themselves into the lead in the third.
Schlachter, oh, he hits it! What a play right at the end.
The fourth quarter was do or die for the Croats, and they rose to the occasion. A nervy 82-78 win, keeping their hopes alive. And their hopes were further boosted by a convincing win for Italy over Romania. Amedeo Della Valle made 6 maximums in a 29-point game, as Italy sealed their progression with an incredible 51-point victory in Cluj. So Italy safely through with 2 games to play, while Croatia's hopes of avoiding a shock exit have improved. Hungary made the trip north to Klaipėda to face Lithuania as they kicked off their second window. Lithuania led at the half thanks to 2 quick-fire threes from Mindaugas Giežanis. They then held off pressure from the Hungarians in the second half to keep their unbeaten run in the qualifiers going. Meanwhile, Poland picked up a comfortable victory in their third qualifier against Kosovo. 15 points from Mateusz Konitka helping his side to a 90-62 win. That meant Poland took momentum into their crucial clash with Hungary. And there was nothing to divide the 2 teams in the first half. But the hosts exploded into life in the third quarter to open up a 12-point lead.
Govern's catch, shoots, good!
Despite an offensive slump, they saw out the game to win 64-57 and give their hopes of reaching the second round a real shot in the arm. And Lithuania made sure of their progression in the most one-sided game of the European qualifications so far. Eimantas Benzias top-scored with 22 points, one of 6 players to score double figures.
There were some better moments, worse moments, but the main thing, we are 4 out of 4, and that's what we wanted.
So Lithuania threw in emphatic style, with Hungary and Poland looking likely to join them. The Asian qualifiers are taking shape with a number of the big names flying high in their groups. Australia have already qualified from Group B after maintaining their perfect record with wins against the Philippines and Chinese Taipei. The Philippines joined them in the second round with victory over bottom-placed Japan. In Group A, the Webster brothers led New Zealand to the second round as they picked up wins over China and South Korea. Elsewhere, Jordan and Lebanon have already progressed from Group C, while it's all still to play for in Group D, which is led by Iran after the first 4 rounds of games. Here are the top 5 plays from Asia.
An attacked Alhamwi. It throws it down over Sadir. Under the mashup.
Oh, here he is, slams it down. That big left hand again. Hamid Haddadi just says, get out of my way.
Watch that. Great block.
Casio Williams could be crucial. Lays it up, and that might just be the game. Kevin Lynch. Karen, oh, nice pass. How about that? Matt Hodgson.
Still to come in the show, we find out how Turkey, Germany and Greece got on in Window 2. News from Africa as the qualifiers continue across the world. And we'll bring you the top 10 plays from across Europe. Both Germany and Serbia were 2-0 after their opening World Cup qualifying games, with one of them knowing they wouldn't remain undefeated by the end of their clash in Frankfurt. And for a long time it looked like that team would be Germany, as they trailed their opponents going into the fourth. But strong plays from Isaiah Hartenstein helped inspire a 10-0 run in the final quarter to lift the Germans into the lead with just under 9 minutes to play.
Not in my house! Look at that!
It was an advantage they'd never give up as they powered to a 5-point win. As well as those blocks from Hartenstein, Germany also owed a lot to their bench players. They outscored the Serbs 41-29.
I'm very proud of my team. I think they gave everything they had.
Played with a little bit too much respect for the Serbian team. They played great in the first quarter. They're dominant the rebound.
Very proud of my players. So their character they showed. Of course, we can and must be better, but this is the level that we have.
It was more of the same from Michael Dixon in the group's other encounter on game day 3. He picked up where he left off in window 1, scoring 23 to lead Georgia to victory over Austria. Game day 4 saw Serbia travel to Austria with the hosts in desperate need of a victory, having lost all their qualifying games so far. And when they had a 2-point lead with less than 30 seconds remaining, it looked like a first victory could be on the cards. But a late three-pointer by Alexa Avramovic put Serbia ahead and left Austria needing a basket.
Three-point attempt, misses badly, but Danik has it. He gets it off just in time, and he misses it.
In the group's other fixture, Germany recorded a comfortable 87-77 win against Georgia in Tbilisi. With a spotless record of 4 straight wins, Germany have booked their place in the next round of qualifying. Serbia have also booked that spot in the second phase. Greece entertained Estonia in Group H, looking to keep their 100% record intact. In a tight game, the Greeks started to run away with proceedings in the third quarter, on the back of a great performance from captain and talisman Ioannis Bouroussis.
It's 2-on-1. Gigas throws it up. Oh, it's an alley-oop!
He had 21 points on the night. Estonia rallied in the fourth quarter but couldn't pull it back. Greece picking up another win. In the group's other game, Israel pipped Great Britain. Needing to overturn a 1-point deficit at the break, Israel pulled through to hand Great Britain another frustrating loss. Great Britain then travelled to Greece looking for a bit of revenge following their overtime loss in game day 1. But Bouroussis was in inspired form again for the Greeks. 15 points, 5 assists and 5 rebounds, securing a 75-70 triumph, booking their place in the next round of qualifying. Meanwhile, a double-double of 15 points and 10 boards for Yanar Talts helped Estonia defeat Israel. So that win for Estonia puts them level on 6 points with Israel. Greece sit top, their progress secured. Eight African teams made their bows at the World Cup qualifiers, playing 3 games in 3 days. Group B saw Afrobasket runners-up Nigeria defeat Uganda by 16 points, before picking up big wins over both Rwanda and Mali. All the games in the group were being held in Mali, and the hosts managed 1 win from their other 2 encounters, beating Uganda but falling to Rwanda. In Group D, Senegal recorded a 70-65 win against Central African Republic, but suffered a narrow defeat to Côte d'Ivoire. And playing in front of a passionate home crowd, Mozambique beat both Côte d'Ivoire and the Central African Republic. Here are the top 5 plays from the African qualifiers.
Shot clock's down to 6. He's trying to be the hero. He floats it with the right hand and he gets it to go. You can hear the noise in the crowd as that jumper drains. Zake, oh, look out. That's a monster dunk from Zake.
Long attempt, and it comes up short from Adams. And can he get it to go? Yes, he can. What a way to finish the first quarter here in Maputo as Da Silva Matos.
Had a quick look at the referee, perhaps thought that he was fouled. Oh, and a huge one-handed dunk. That is enormous from Nantiniara.
Kant puts it up for 3. Oh, unbelievable! What a way to win a basketball game at the end.
A packed crowd and a game against one of European basketball's heavyweights. And after a fairly even first half, the Swedes fed off the 7,500 capacity crowd in the third quarter to produce something spectacular.
Achams. Over the top once again, another alley-oop! And another alley-oop for Spikes. He's gone crazy. The crowd are going crazy.
At one point, they were 10 points up in the fourth, only to see that lead cut by a Turkish fightback that gave them a chance of a shot to win at the death.
Sadly, trying to pull it up. Does it land? Off the rim! And Sweden have done it! Sweden have beaten Turkey in Stockholm. It's a shock to end all shocks.
Ukraine and Latvia also squared off on game day 3 in a clash that wasn't as high on drama. The Ukrainians leaving Riga with a 14-point win. But the Latvians had the chance to resurrect their qualification campaign when they hosted Turkey, who were looking to avoid suffering back-to-back defeats on the road. And it was the visitors who had the edge, until this flashpoint.
Oh my word, what a dunk! Latvia red hot in Riga.
With the Riga roar behind them, there was no stopping Latvia in the second half. They claimed a 79-70 win with 5 players in double figures.
It's hard to tell something right now. I feel incredibly awesome, and it's a great feeling to play here. That crowd, it's amazing.
Sweden were unable to build on their shock win against the Turks as they were swept aside by Ukraine. So it's Ukraine who now sit pretty in Group B with their progression almost assured. Turkey's disastrous round of games leaves them needing another win. The Czech Republic were the only unbeaten team in Group F, but they knew they'd have a tough test against Bulgaria if they were to keep that going.
Inside, and the basket is good. The dunk from Dimitrov.
After pulling things back in the third, it was up to Blake Schliv to put the Czechs ahead and break Bulgarian hearts in front of their home fans in Botevgrad.
It is Heartbreak Hotel once again. They lose 78-76.
Meanwhile, 26 points from Martin Hermansson helped Iceland to a victory over Finland. They protected home court in Reykjavik with an 81-76 victory. The Czechs knew they'd be within touching distance of the second round when they faced Iceland. The unbeaten visitors certainly found life difficult on the road. Rising star Tryggvi Hilnason a dominant force in the paint at both ends. The hosts led by as much as 14, but the Czech Republic never gave in.
This to draw the scores level with 3.2 seconds left. Andre Balvin misses. Remarkable. Will that land in? No. And Iceland get the win in extraordinary circumstances.
Home court advantage was also on show in Helsinki as Finland defeated Bulgaria. Jamal Wilson and Mikko Koivisto combining for 39 points. The Finns' hopes of qualifying very much still alive after a 75-70 victory. So it's all still to play for in Group F, with the difference between top-of-the-table Czech Republic and bottom-placed Bulgaria just 2 points. Now here's a look at the best plays from Europe.
Over the top once again, and another alley-oop for Spikes. He's gone crazy.
Can Georgia make the most of this fast break opportunity? What a block getting back from Danilo Bartel.
There's a bust now, little hesitation. Takes off for the dunk. Wow, authority.
Pearl, baseline. Nice bounce pass. Big block, not in my house.
Wilson. Shot clock down to 5. Wilson, his man falls. Wilson flies in. What a move! Jamar Wilson. Sensational.
Oh, throws the hammer down. What a alley-oop.
Oh, the basket nearly fell off as Peric nearly went through it, but the ball didn't.
Vitali will drive. He'll bounce pass to the player under the hoop who slams it away. Awudu Abbas.
Now the penetration and the dunk from Vezenkov. What a play!
Stella, quick release, down the floor! Oh my word, what a dunk! Latvia red hot in Riga.
That's it for this window. We'll be back for more of the same in June.